so if you look at the job situation right now as an employer ourselves, we may face a dilemma. So should we offer more or less during this situation? Like in terms of like salary, should we offer more than the market rate or less than the market rate? And when is a good time to actually seek for our top talent? Yeah, could we ask, create for this question?
Sure. Yeah, they're definitely very, very interesting. Actually, I didn't see the article. Maybe you could share that with us, Jessalyn, as well. But yeah, I think from my perspective, I've probably heard the opposite, is that candidates certainly asking questions of, do I drop my salary? I think in terms of the conversation of around, look, I want to change my job or I've been let go and I want to continue working. Obviously, everybody has bills to pay, so it's quite important they have some cash coming in. And people definitely saying, look, I want to drop my salary. What is the percentage I should do? Quite frankly, my advice is don't. And I think in terms of the conversation, should you, as an employer, then sort of pay market rate or not? At the end of the day, you know what your business can afford. So it depends as well, I think, what your situation is and how badly you might need somebody. And there's always I think a story that someone somewhere is willing to do something cheaper. So you can always find it if you look hard enough. But I think from a personnel perspective, just from a moral standpoint as well, my advice definitely is to keep paying the market rates, albeit a bit more if you can. I think, and especially for top talents, it does obviously vary based on the position, the person coming into the role, and I think certainly what value they can add to your business. So the question really is, don't get somebody, and everybody wants, I guess they want a Ferrari for a Toyota price range, is the analogy. But I think the biggest thing to consider is that there are definitely a lot of people out there in the market looking for jobs. I think with people changing jobs at the moment with essentially nothing to go to, it's essentially a time that they can pivot their career, make a career transition that, like you said, Jess, and they're not so happy in their respective roles, respective organizations. It's a great opportunity that I think they can kind of hide under the guise of COVID, and that's the reason they change jobs. It's one of those conversations that I think a lot of employers, a lot of recruiters will not necessarily question too much the reasons for leaving. Certainly not question more in a negative way. But I think it's a great opportunity to grow. But realistically, if you're getting an A player in your team and you're paying them 20% below market rates, they're probably going to be the first person looking out for a new job when the market returns to normal. I guess it doesn't matter when that will be, but if someone comes knocking on their door and sees their LinkedIn profile, they could get a 20% increase again in 2 months. Do you want to put yourself in that position where you're rehiring for the same position later on because you were a bit stingy with their salary in the first place? And I think coming with that, it's not just about money for both parties. I mean, from you, yes, as an employer, you can look at your spreadsheet at the end of the month and the accounts and say, look, we're getting extra value from this person and what we're saving, what we would have saved, or compared to what we would have saved. And look, it's great for us at the moment, but if that employee is not happy, or they talk with their friends over in Singapore, gets a dinner with 4 of their other friends when they can meet in groups of 5, and when it gets back to normal, obviously they'll meet with more people. If they're not happy or they're discussing their experience, your name becomes bad in the marketplace. You are the company that underpays in the industry compared to your competitors. And typically people will spend time with people like them. So that's engineers, managers. Naturally, most people obviously have friends in the same profession. Can you take that risk as your business to say, well, therefore it's word of mouth marketing, which definitely is very prominent in Asia. You don't want to put yourself in a position where you are the company with a bad reputation because you're just having to scrimp on a few dollars at one hire. Whereas simultaneously, if you are the business that looks after somebody, you provide them with good training opportunities, a good career path, you're very structured with your HR policies and process, the goodwill that person will give back to you, they may actually say, I'm happy to take a lower salary because you're giving me X, Y, Z in return. Therefore, I'm going to become more loyal anyway. So I don't think you're looking at it as a pure dollars conversation. It's really around, what is this person going to do? Is it a chance that maybe at the end of 2021, you give them a profit share if they're a sales individual, obviously better commission strategy? As an engineer, are they helping you generate profit through building an e-commerce platform? Do they then get a share of the business or something like that as well? How much autonomy do they have? I guess when things are more normal, Do they get more holidays, more annual leave, better health insurance? There's so much more I think you can talk about. And if you have to pay less, you can structure it differently anyway. But I think definitely, my opinion is really no, don't do it. Really sort of make sure that your brand is protected, and when things are normal and your business is growing again, you will need to hire people. So don't be, I guess, sort of frustrating yourself and making it hard for yourself in the future because you're focusing short term right now.
Great sharing. I believe this tip also will be very helpful for those people who are looking for new opportunities. Okay, not just for the employer. How should you negotiate with the potential employer, stuff like that. Okay.